Well, it is drying up slowly but surely, and I'm out here spraying my late cover crops. It's just barely dry enough, but as long as you're not making a mess, which I don't think I am, then it should be good to go. I need to get this done so I can start focusing on my tillage. We've got a good 10-day forecast, so I feel like I can get everything that I need to ready to have it ready to start putting out fertilizer. So that's my goal. The first priority is the plastic field and my sweet corn field. Those are the things that I have to be ready first, to plant first and to lay the plastic and all that. So that's what I concentrate on. I'm gonna give you a little video here of the cover crops. It's the same mixture as we had before, the Elbon rye and the Austrian winter peas, but it's got some rapeseed mixed in there. You can see what it looks like turnips kind of scattered throughout. That's what that is. I'm not going to be in any real big hurry to till this up. I just want to get it sprayed so the cover crops don't get too big on me, and let it just kind of die down, and I'll get to it later. Everything that I'm spraying today is stuff that we'll plant, late spring. We're probably about 4 days away from being dry enough for tillage, but like I said, the 10-day forecast looks good, so that'll give me, I hope, about a week to really knock a bunch of stuff out. So barring any unforeseen circumstances, that's what we'll be doing this upcoming week. So I'll probably just kind of hit the highlights of each different step that I'm doing and show you. And also we got to get our first tomato plants planted in the greenhouse about the end of that 10 days. So we'll be working on that too. So we got a lot to do coming up quick. Okay, I'm refilling, putting water and chemical in my tank. Out in the field here, I brought my nurse trailer out to the field to keep me from having to go back to the shop. We converted an old cotton trailer. Got dual axles on the back with a 1,000-gallon tank, and it's got a transfer pump with hose, and we can just fill up water in the field and mix our chemicals in the field whenever we need to. All right, I did about 90% of it. I'm back at the shop. I need the wind to shift from the south to the north. I got up close to the peach orchard, then up close to my neighbor's wheat field there. I need for the wind to be in the different direction. So it's gonna shift in about 36 hours. So I'll go back and finish a little bit that I got left. A lot of people may not think about stuff like that when they see farmers out spraying, particularly on the herbicides. And in February, there's not a whole lot usually out there except for wheat or my peach trees or something like that to kill. The longer you go into the season, you got everybody's crops up and growing, and my crops, and I'm trying to keep them off either me or my neighbor, and then the neighbor's trying to keep them off of me and him. And so you always got to be watching the wind. I'm constantly watching the wind all spring and summer, trying to find the right time to spray this. And sometimes it gets frustrating if you need a north or south wind and you're not getting it. It's can be frustrating because you can't get done what you want to get done, but that's what farmers deal with. Okay, fast forward a couple of days and I'm on a disc here Started in the plastic field. I was hoping I could disc the cover crop just one time, but it looks like I'm gonna have to do it twice, and then see what the chisel plow looks like. These root balls, especially on the rye, are gonna be hard to get rid of. And there's not wet, but it's plenty of moisture once you break the ground, because it's been sealed over since, I guess, September. So it's going to take more trips across the field than I thought to get it slicked up like I like. All right, that's kind of the before picture. You know, everything's not completely dead, but a lot of it's died down. Those Austrian winter peas don't die down as quick as that rye does. All right, that's after one trip north and south. You can tell I hadn't done a whole lot to it. So I'm gonna have to go, I'm gonna try it east and west, and I'm gonna try it at a 45 and see which one does better. I know I'm gonna have to go over it here a second time. It's pretty rough right now, so I've got my work cut out for me, getting it smoothed up and a lot of this stuff chopped up and buried. On the plastic field is pretty important because I need, you know, slick dirt with no clumps or clods. Everywhere else where I'm gonna run my 8-row hipper or something like that, it doesn't have to be near as smooth and slick, because I can bury a lot of that stuff when I'm hipping. Okay, I made a round going perpendicular east and west, and I made a round going at a 45, and I think the 45-degree angle does a better job. So we're going to get this field disc up twice, and maybe tomorrow I'm going to work on some of the other fields that I need to disc that we sprayed first with the cover crops on it. I may skip a day and come back on the plastic field with my chisel plow and see how it does. Okay, we've finished with the disc for now. Hooked up to my chisel plow. Got these curved points on there. We're gonna go out there and try it. See if we can plow a little deeper and bury some of that residue also. We're running the chisel plow at a 45-degree angle, and you can tell it's plowing deeper than the disc. Is not a subsoiler, but it's breaking up some compaction. Kind of flips everything over a little bit and fluffs it up a little, and we'll probably let this sit another day without anything, just let the sun shine on it, and then I'm gonna come back and try my field cultivator, and hopefully those root balls and all will be able to smooth them out. That chisel plow pulls pretty hard, even in this 220 horsepower tractor. If you get it too deep, it'll sure let you know it's back there. Okay, we got that done. I also did my first probably 50% of the purple hull peas that I'll plant. We did the chisel plow on that, my sweet corn and my okra, and of course the plastic field. So that all got chisel plowed, and field cultivator will be next, and we'll start setting up rows. Okay, we got my field cultivator out in the field. It's a little windy. Hopefully you can hear me. It's doing a pretty good job, but not quite as good as I would like. You can see here, still got a lot of root mass and from that Elbon rye. So the rows should set up pretty good, but I'm still concerned about, like right here, these root balls. It puts out so many roots, that rye, which is what you want, is good, but setting up that plastic is still a little bit of a concern for me, because I don't want anything to plug up. So we're going to finish this, and I'm going to maybe try something a little different when I get through. Maybe something with a basket, rolling basket. We'll have to see. Well, I'm wondering if maybe the rye is maybe not the best choice in front of the plastic. But we'll have to just keep working on it. Looks a lot better than it did a couple of days ago. There's another example right here. You know, I've run over this field several times, and you still got these root balls like this. Okay, I went back and got my little 2-row do-all, which basically fits right underneath the tractor, and it's, you know, the perfect width if you're going to run it ahead of setting up my beds. And so I think it's helping. I'll show you here in a second. It's crumbling up. It's got a rolling basket in the front, and it's not getting it 100%, but it's better. And this ground is so sandy, when those root balls, if they'll sit out in the sun for a couple of days, I feel like they'll just crumble. So I'm running this only on the actual beds of where the rows will be, not in the whole field. And then I'm gonna let it sit for a couple of days. It's supposed to be really hot. In fact, we may have some record highs here for the last week of February, and sunny. Then I'm gonna come back in a few days, set up my beds, see what it looks like. And then if everything's good, then I'll start putting out fertilizer. Okay, basically the tractor, you can see the wheel tracks, we're straddling the little do-all there. So it's got the basket down here, rolling chopping basket, crumbling it up just a little bit better than it was, and then we're going to let it sit. Okay, while we're letting the plastic field sit out in the sun for a few days, we're going to switch gears a little, and on my 8-row hipper, and we're hipping up the first 50% of all the purple hull pea ground. That's the ground we've already worked up, chisel plowed, field cultivator, etc. Also setting up my sweet corn rows and okra. Everything else is on the later planted cover crops that I've already sprayed, but we have not done anything yet to that. So we'll show you what's happening. Okay, an 8-row hipper, setting up 8 rows at a time. We're on 38-inch row spacing. This ground is pretty soft after we run the chisel plow, and field cultivator and all that, it has not rained obviously since we've done all that, so this ground's pretty soft. I was thinking about letting it rain on it before I hipped it, but there's really not a whole lot of rain in the forecast, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it while we're waiting on the other field to get ready. That's all the dust on the windshield. You can't even hardly see where you're going. If it wasn't for guidance on the tractor, I couldn't see what I was doing. And we switched directions, and you can see the dust is behind us now because we're going into the wind. So it's only bad in one direction as far as being able to see. We are right now is where we had the greens. You remember how big and tall and woolly they were, so this field right here is cleaned up nicely. Still got some pieces of debris and all from the stubble and all from the greens, but all that's been chopped up and buried for the most part. Okay, I've started setting up the beds for the plastic rows. It looks like they're gonna be doing a pretty good job. It's pretty windy. Hopefully you can hear me. I'll show you the dirt out here and show you what it looks like after we made it a pass. Maybe kind of hard to tell there, but there's a lot of you know, of the rye and the cover crops mixed in there, but there's not any more big clumps like there was, so that should be good for us to lay the plastic here in a couple of weeks. We're probably going to end the video there. I'm going to switch gears when I get through here and start putting out fertilizer, so we'll start that on a different video. This is just kind of a preliminary row. We'll kind of disturb it with the fertilizer and we'll set it back up. Then we'll let it rain on it, and we probably won't do anything else until it gets time to lay the plastic, and then we'll freshen those beds up probably with 2 more passes. So that'll be on a later video, but I appreciate y'all watching. We've been on the tractor a lot this week and got a good bit of it done. I'm thankful for the dry weather that we've had, which is kind of unusual to have this long of a stretch in late February. So I appreciate y'all watching. Again, subscribe to us if you want to, and we will see y'all next time.